All right, let's go to some other things happening around sport. The SEC Media Days are taking place. Joining us now, live, boots on the ground, the authority of college football, ladies and gentlemen, Pete Thamel.
Hey, Pete.
She got
Very
spectacles
not
on.
Hollywood here at SEC Media Days, Pat. Not Hollywood.
Just a lot of grinding down there, huh, Pete? We're pounding the pavement down there. What are we doing? What is your role down there at SEC Media Day? Trying to learn everything you possibly can about everything?
Yeah, it's talking season, Pat. So the role is to get to know as many of these new players, new faces of the league, and then just kind of talk to all the coaches and get a vibe for what's for what's next.
Okay, so what's the big talking
It's a blast,
point?
man. It's a good run. You know, it has been, if we're going to be really honest here, it's been a little boring. You know, when you think about Johnny Manziel running around here, and you think about Tim Tebow, and think about all the guys from there, it's there has not been like a earth-shattering headline at all. Today is Alabama Day, among others. And so, you know, the Crimson Tide did make the playoff last year, so there's a lot of chatter about that. DJ Lagway, who I really think is going to be one of the best players in all of college football next year and a top 5 pick in 2027. He's going to speak today. He's coming back from injury. He went 6-1 as a starter last year for the Gators. So, yeah, it's kind of everybody's kind of rolling through. There's some macro issues that are being discussed, you know, from the playoff and some different things. Yeah, big brain things, as you like to say. So yeah, it's been you know, we're kind of in the throes of day 3 now, Pat, and it's been a media day.
The throws, obviously, day 3. We're in the middle of it, okay? Alabama's rolling in there. I saw their picture of their plane.
Yeah.
Didn't love it. New plane?
Not
Old
the
plane?
same.
Stinky
No.
plane?
Well, you know the Alabama style, though.
Well, maybe Saban took the plane with him.
No, you
No!
know, you know his style. Maybe,
Oh, yeah,
Well,
Coach yeah, you're right.
yeah, that's what I mean.
He's flying on these planes.
Yeah, right.
Coach Saban is. I've never.
Old school.
I don't want to get too deep into where I live in Indianapolis with where the Indianapolis International Airport is. Is that her? Who?
Yes,
Kirk
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Herbstreit, yeah.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah, wait, where the hell's D?
He's right here.
Oh, wow.
Herbal.
Did he just roll that in?
Yes, he did.
Herbal.
Yes, he
Guy's
did.
been golfing a lot this offseason.
Yeah, I see. Will you put a headset on? We're talking to the authority. I know you're a baseball guy. Centerville Elk. This guy has the home run record for the Centerville Elks. Also, I did not know you were going to be here this early in the day. This is genuine surprise that he is here. We had your head, not the actual putt.
No, we didn't see it.
I saw it.
Lefty?
Hell of a roll.
Hey, Pete, real quick. Arch Manning's
Yeah.
story of SEC Media Days and how he's handled it. Everybody understands what Texas is supposed to be. Is that kind of how everybody's looking at this? This is Texas's conference all of a sudden? Is that what you feel? And then I heard Kirby Smart say, I don't think anybody's for adding 9 more losses or something like that to the league or something like that. What is kind of the chitter-chatter about where the league is right now as a whole?
Sure. So Arch was the story yesterday, Pat, and obviously his appearance here was a huge deal. It generated the most headlines, and look, he's the most anticipated player in college football in probably the last generation, right? I thought Arch really was composed and handled himself really well. He was deprecating. He was like, I don't really deserve to be here based on my performance so far. And really spoke to what the SEC means to him because of his uncles and obviously his granddad and dad playing in the league. So look, like there is a unique pressure on Arch Manning right now, Pat, to go dominate college football. I thought what Steve Sarkisian said yesterday was most interesting is that they have the best defense in his tenure here. So Arch Manning is not going to have to go score 49 a game for Texas to win. They're going to be able to play complimentary football, ease him in. There's going to be less pressure on him to go. As for Kirby, it was his anniversary yesterday. He was really pleased to be spending it with us.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Mr. and
Number-
Mrs. Smart. I think it was a smart decision.
Use that, Pete.
You know, and
You can use that
an
tonight,
eternal-
Shane. Sorry, Pete. That was a joke.
There's an eternal debate, you know, in the SEC right now of whether they go to 9 conference games. That's a key piece of the CFP moving forward here because the Big Ten won't want to go to the 5+11 model, the 16-team playoff, if everyone isn't playing 9 games, SEC and ACC included. So Kirby Smart yesterday was basically like, do we want to add more losses? Because obviously there's a feeling within the SEC, Pat, that top to bottom, the league is much, much better than the other leagues.
Big Ten national champs, as we
2 years in a
currently
row.
sit, back-to-back years.
Yep.
But with that being said, anybody that just holds that over the head of the SEC is certainly leaving out a large piece of the argument in my eyes. But with that being said, Tennessee came up to Columbus, Ohio.
Saw what happened.
Yeah, no. So, can Big Ten teams build their rosters the same way as SEC teams? I kind of got a little bit of a new angle on how we're judging how good teams are, because I think where you come from, you have to build your team in that certain fashion. And I think we found out that the SUVs of the North also not that bad, even though they might not be able to have as many 5-star 4-3s on the team as the teams in the South. I think the conversation has gotten much broader after having now these college football playoff games, and that's why I think the home playoff game is so awesome. I thought that was the coolest part of the college football playoffs. I think college football is in such a great spot. Sankey mentioned that yesterday. He said the sport's strained, but we're not in problems or anything like that. It feels healthy. And speaking of healthy, ladies and gentlemen, a man who has looked 24 years old for his entire life has joined us.
Right.
He just made a left-handed putt with a right-handed putter. Ladies and gentlemen, the face of College Game Day alongside Coach Corso for the last 30 years. Thursday night, Amazon kicking off every single NFL weekend, which we appreciate him for. And Saturday night, primetime college football game. Kirk Herbstreit's here.
Sir, thank you, boys.
Herbie,
how we doing?
Do you have a question for...
I do. First, I want to hear him and Ty go back and forth. Pete, you touched on where we're potentially heading there with Sankey and Tony. What do you think the final? What's the answer? What will they end up doing as we try to get that next playoff contract?
Yeah, Kirk, if I had to predict, I think we end up at 16. I am not confident it will be that in 2026 because of the different variables that have to sort themselves out. But I do think access is king. And I do think if in 26 it's only 12, there would be a lot of animosity for those teams that are 13, 14, 15, 16 in the leagues they come from, because there is a window right now to expand. And if you're a commissioner, there's a danger in holding that up, because it could really backfire on you with your constituency. So I think the scheduling metrics and how they are judged by the CFP committee, strength of record is a buzz term. Look, I mean, I'm sure you love this, Pat. They had like a Google mathematician at the last CFP meetings to come in to help them quantify.
That's the last thing we need. I don't know. Shout out to the mathematicists out there, obviously, and the scientists.
Sure.
You got to do what you got to do, and the Englishans out there like myself. But I like the fact that they're trying to figure out a better way to figure out what these teams are. But man, the more chefs you put into the kitchen, I think.
But I do think the subjective part of this for all of us, and Pete, I want to hear what you think about this. Is I do think a strength of schedule, strength of record, whatever it might be, needs to come into play, because if you go to Iowa City in a night game and win, it's different than going to West Lafayette at noon. I mean, it's
shut your fucking mouth, Tony.
Purdue's going to be really good this year.
But I just think there are certain losses that you can't just look at it 10-2 the same way. You know what I mean? What happened?
Oh, that was
you almost went down.
Way to be an athlete.
Yeah.
You almost went down.
Well, I laughed at
tough.
Ty being very upset at the Iowa City and the West Lafayette comparisons.
Yeah.
And I did a lean back, and this thing popped there.
Saved it.
I think we were going, which wouldn't have been great, because you're making a great point. I would like to say that I agree with that.
I just think that the 2 10-2s or 2 11-1s, how you got there, I think that's what's holding the SEC back, right, Pete? I mean, isn't that what they're concerned about? Is they don't, like LSU's playing Clemson week 1. We don't want those games to go away. We don't want everybody to go to Kennesaw State or whoever they're playing right now.
That's Braun Breaker. Shout out.
Easy.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, WWE's dog. All right, we appreciate you, Pete. Thank you for keeping us updated. You're the man. We'll see you soon.
Shout out.
See you soon.
Okay, on that note, shout out Pete Thamel. College football is right around the corner, dude.
It is.
Game day.
How are you only one in the sun?
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah.
It did just happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna be as red as the ESPN logo.
Yeah, we don't have the marine layer anymore.
You want some shades?
Yeah, D-Butch.
Oh, come on,
I'm
man.
not putting yours on my face. No, thank you.
Whatever.
Those sunglasses were meant for your face.
I guess that's true.
You got a deal with those?
No. Yeah, I bought them for
Why does it
$60.
look like I did?
Not yet.
Not yet.
If it does, then maybe I did.
Yeah, it's almost here. NFL, who was it, Rams or Chargers? Somebody reported
Chargers.
already. Chargers are in
yeah.
camp.
Yep.
Teams will be showing up this week in the NFL. College is right around the corner. You guys have done a hell of a job getting through the dog days.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, you too,
I don't
man.
know how you do it. I mean, I did radio for about 18 years, and you get past March Madness, and then if the
draft.
Reds suck, which they usually do, and then you get all the way, you got the draft, and then you got to get through June and July.
Let me
and
tell you.
August.
Can I tell you something?
It's tough.
Can I tell you something about this year as opposed to years past?
Yeah.
The Indiana Pacers obviously doing their
Yeah, that helped.
huge for us.
Yep.
But also the NBA just being like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's very cool. The MLB.
I saw that.
You just talked about the Reds.
Yeah.
I got a chance to meet Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah.
First of all,
Stud.
Yeah,
Stud.
huge.
Stud.
vibes, immaculate.
Yeah.
Like he is a good
Yep.
vibes
Why
guy.
wasn't he in the home run derby?
I think he was pulling for O'Neal Cruz.
Oh, okay.
I believe if you watched when O'Neal was, the entire Dominican Republic
Yeah.
was showing up for him over there.
Sure.
Yeah. That group, I
A
love.
lot of energy.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of energy.
love
Every
Good
time
vibes.
out.
every
Yeah,
one of them.
everybody.
And then even whenever they were just sitting in the T-Mobile area, very together, and the vibes immaculate.
How about MLB reaching out to you lads?
So cool being a part of it. With that being
Smart
said,
by them.
you love baseball. No, yeah,
Love it.
You love baseball. Always
do.
have.
Yeah.
The Reds, I think, are in the same boat as the Pirates. Is that an accurate depiction?
No, let's not get carried away.
No, we have.
Yeah.
No, Pirates have the best pitcher. in
Reds
baseball.
are 3 games over 500, and they're actually competing, have a shot to
Maybe.
for the
Pittsburgh
postseason.
Pirates had the starter for an All-Star game. 3 up, 3 down, by the way.
I know.
How you doing? Keep it moving, Paul Skeens baseball.
He's a beast.
O'Neal Cruz hit 513 feet. Did anybody do that? No.
Any Reds? Huh?
Any Reds?
No.
All right, let's talk football. Let's talk a little bit more
I'm
about
glad
football.
you guys still support the Pirates. That's good.
I don't. I
We
mean,
support the city.
players.
They
The
play
city.
in the
Yeah.
city.
Skeens.
Yeah.
The players
Do
and
you
the
follow?
city.
You follow baseball because the Marlins are. They're
all
okay.
right.
Their pitching's
yeah,
good.
they're battling.
Yeah.
They're
They're going
battling.
to trade
Look,
everybody, but
If we're
That's-
talking
that's-
baseball,
that's
there's
what we
only
do.
one
Yeah.
team we should be talking about, and that's the Boston Red
Oh,
Sox.
of
but we
course.
should talk about college football.
Yeah.
because-
Yeah.
Why should we talk about the Boston Red Sox? You guys lost yet?
No, we haven't. We went and visited
got a
our
little-
commander-in-chief, and
You
he
got
gave
on a
us,
run, didn't you?
huh?
Didn't Boston? The Red Sox got on a little
10
run.
in a row.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
currently on a 10-game win streak.
Yeah.
Donald Trump told Alex Cora, like, hey, man, why don't you think about moving the lineup around, changing some things? Alex Cora.
Whatever's
does it.
happening is happening.
Next thing's next, and all of a sudden the Red Sox are
Real
one of
quick,
the-
stack your teams in order based on passion in that town. For you,
Ooh.
Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, Tide, Sox,
Sox last.
easily.
Wow.
Bruins third.
Bruins.
No, they're-
Bruins. You got.
Bruins. I don't know why we're doing this, first of all, but
That's a good
Bruins,
Great sports city.
I'm just
Celtics are
curious.
right at 2, kind of 1A, 1B. Who's better?
Wow. Okay. Did you know that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But if they all stink and the Sox are good, like you just heard, they all of a sudden moved to 1.
Right.
And they're the ones that matter the most. And let's talk about that. Let's not talk about the other ones.
Yeah.
Boston, very good sports fan base. Great shit talkers, but also great at deflection and moving to another one. And then also look at the history. I mean, are you kidding me? What are you where are you from?
Yeah.
There is
I mean, what can you do?
it is a constant move,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful. For
Yeah.
them.
They always win the argument.
Yes.
Just
Right.
won a title last year.
Yeah, and with
The
the,
Celtics just won.
and the Patriots, for instance, 20 years in the biggest league, the biggest sport, being able to talk shit to everybody. So
Just on top of everything.
and they can do that forever because they had it, and also they think they potentially have it again. They're favored in 11 games already. That's crazy to think about just because the Braves experience. Let's go to college ball. real
Wow.
quick.
Okay.
Your thoughts on? Now we're a few weeks out here from college game day starting. Obviously, this is going to be a hell of a year, hell of a run.
Yeah.
I think the teams and their fan bases are only going to grow. Like I don't think anything's getting smaller.
No.
I think college football is very healthy. I think numbers are going to continue to go up for college football because the product is so damn great. What are you looking forward to for this college football season? Feels like
just
with the
the-
transfers, there's so many different stories you could potentially go with.
Yeah, I think the unknowns. I think Arch Manning coming finally into the forefront. He's kind of. By the way, this was very calculated by his dad and his family, sending him to a school with a coach that kind of intentionally kind of put him on that back burner. It's just right up the kind of the way the Mannings do things. They didn't want to throw him in the way a lot of these 5 stars immediately have to be the guy. They put him in a place where Quinn Ewers was the guy, let him ease himself in, and now after kind of seasoning for a couple years, now he's ready to kind of take off. I'm excited to see what Texas can do, and they jump right into it when they go to Columbus to take on Ohio State.
Great week
I mean,
one
what,
for
are you
game day.
kidding me?
Yeah.
What a setup there in a tough environment against the defending national champs. But think about Ohio State, think about Georgia, think about Alabama. Like a lot of the teams, Oregon, a lot of the teams that are normally just fixtures in the playoff, they all have new quarterbacks. So it's impossible to sit here and say Julian Sands going to be an all-conference or all-American. He might be, but you have no idea. I think that's the part about college football that I've been doing this for a long time. Every year you kind of get excited about. We know Kirby, we know the brand, but are they going to develop into being the team that we think they can be with a new quarterback?
Yeah, and Gunner's a dog. Can't wait to watch him with a full season. I mean, he was knocked unconscious.
He got right up.
Yeah, just got right up.
Safety came up and blew him.
Knocked his ass out of it.
Yeah.
What team you expect to make a big jump? I know we are in that NIL era and the checkbooks are coming out. So like a team like Texas Tech, I know they peaked
28 allegedly.
Yeah. So what?
Saw that.
They're paying in every sport.
Specifically, you think can make that jump?
I think when I say make a jump, I think it's Clemson kind of coming back to the party.
Okay.
They've been away ever since Trevor Lawrence left. I think Cade's ready to kind of handle it, and I think they've got enough defense. New defensive coordinator, Tom Allen takes over as their guy. I think they'll be back. By the way, they open up with LSU. So that's the way college football should be.
Yes.
Like if you're a player, I've heard a lot of these players interviewed at the SEC. They're so excited to play in these big games. They don't want to play in these games where they're favored by 20 or 30 points. So I think LSU Clemson winner will be interesting because Brian Kelly, I think, has got a lot of heat. I think Penn State has a chance with what they went through last year. They've been so close. I think their fans want them to get there. Boy, they were close last year. I'm excited to see them. But a team that's maybe off the radar that it's used to be easier to predict that because you'd say, oh, wow, they got 19 returning starters.
Vandy.
You like Vandy with
Diego Pavia said that the mission's not done until we win a national championship.
He said national championship, and he didn't smirk.
Everyone says Illinois this year.
Everyone's talking Illinois.
Yeah.
Hey,
when you wonder Texas Tech and Illinois, those kind of teams, my history with this is when a team is off the radar and then everybody's talking about them, they don't handle it well. They're like a South Carolina's better when nobody's talking about it. I don't know how you feel. Like Iowa's one of those teams. To me, Iowa's dangerous when nobody's talking about Iowa.
For sure.
When everybody's saying Iowa's going to be great, those teams don't typically handle that. So I don't know how Bielema's going to deal with that.